At the press conference, one of the trainers stood up. This was for their fight in New York, his first professional fight, which he won by a first-round knockout,
All right, fellas,
and said, someday you're going to say,
obey my commands
we were
at all
here for
times.
Khytrov's first
Check
professional
yourself at all
fight.
times.
That's
Let's
how
touch 'em
much
up,
they
fellas.
think of this guy.
That is certainly high praise. And again, his first pro bout was slated for 8 rounds, scored a first-round TKO over Christian Nava back in December. 2011 middleweight world amateur champ. There's comparisons to GGG. Golovkin, is the great Hall of Fame coach Bill Parcells said, let's just not stick him in the Hall of Fame just yet, but we'll see how this one plays out. Barber against Khytrov, and again, Khytrov in the gold and blue trunks, and Barber in the blue trunks with the white trim. Barber fighting out of St. Louis with a record of 3-6-3. Khytrov, as we alluded to, Ron Christian, 1-0, just 25 years of age. Barber, 6 years older at 31 years of age, has dropped 4, 5, and 6 of his last 8. Last 2, by the way, his opponents, Antonio Johnson, Frank Galaza, had a combined record 18-1.
He fights tough guys. He's not intimidated coming into this fight, but he knows he's. You mentioned the comparison to Gennady Golovkin, the Kazakhstani, another Eastern European.
Yes.
He fights very much like him. His hands are up. The same kind of short, ferocious punches, a very tight left hook, a very tight right hand. Now, the problem is he gets hit more than Gennady Golovkin, who's got an excellent defensive fighter. So there is some hope for this guy, Barber. I think kind of remote hope, in my view.
This scheduled for 6 rounds, middleweight division. I want to kind of piggyback one of the things you said. I can tell right away that Khytrov fights very tall, and you're right, he's going to take some punches, and Barber looks like the game plan right away is to come out, be aggressive, force the issue with this guy.
Barber told me before the fight that he wasn't going to press the issue. He felt that that would be playing into Khytrov's hands, but he said, I'm going to keep working my left hand.
And that's what he's doing. He's snapping that jab. Excellent point. You are dead on. He's snapping it with a lot of consistency, and those add up, too. You know, again, it's interesting. In the backyard, these two guys, different backyard, so to speak. We're in Pennsylvania. Sometimes we know that the judging, they do look at certain things, and we've seen it throughout the last year or so, the broadcast we've done. If you're a lot active, if you're connecting, if you've got some power punches, if you're pressing the issue, that helps you. That helps you.
Khytrov threw a couple of terrific left hooks to the body,
really
by the way.
peppering them, too.
But he's taking some shots.
He fights tall, Ron.
He does fight tall. He takes some shots, but he has got his left hook is ferocious.
I can see why you're high on this kid, because you can just see around in. He just has that it factor. I don't want to overstate what I'm saying,
sure,
but you can tell as he sweeps in with that left, comes back with another jab, another left, goes downstairs. Oh. Good combination counter by Barber, taking a punch. Oh, Khytrov got him with a left, and right away his nose is starting to bleed a little bit, and that mouthpiece is almost dangling out. I don't know if Barber actually outboxed himself, outpunched himself in round number 1.
It is exhausting fighting a guy with the kind of power that Khytrov brings. But I love what Barber's doing what he told me he was going to do.
Oh, good combination by Khytrov. Then Barber comes back with a counter with a right. Under 10, round number 1. Action-packed round number 1. Oh, Barber tagged Khytrov again with a left.
I love what Barber did in that round.
Wow.
It was a Khytrov round. I love what Barber did.